Welcome, welcome, welcome. And for once, I don't have to say good evening, it's good afternoon. This special edition of Williams World on Feel Good Talk. Before I get started, as usual, got to introduce my main man, DJ Chuck B. Y'all know him as Charles Berkeley. What's up, Chuck?
Hey, what's up, Will? Hey, man, great show today, man. And again, like I tell you all the time, if you rocking, I'm definitely rolling. So let's roll, baby.
All right. Our special guest is very um, knowledgeable. We trying to keep some knowledge here as we do, and this is a part of our health and wealth, our health is wealth series. So I'd like to introduce everyone to Dr. Michelle Knights. Hey, Doc, what's up?
Hi, William. I'm great. How are you?
I woke up. The rest is easy. Okay.
I like that. Yeah.
Doc, we're gonna keep it short and sweet and just start off with who is Dr. Michelle Knights?
Wow. Well, I am someone who is here to serve. I have served in different ways in the past, and now I have this blessed opportunity to serve and teach and share information and really help to uplift and support the lives of our Black men. So I am a mother of 3 children. I have a really cherished thought about that. Of all the things that I do, I think being a mother is very important. And as we're a day before Mother's Day, I want to encourage all the mothers listening to know that you can't be a mother without the man in your life. And so it's really important to support and respect and encourage and, just really be there for the man. So I think this is really timely to do just before Mother's Day, because we focus a lot on ourselves, and rightly so, but let's remember that we didn't do this alone, and we can't go through life and raise children and be great alone either. So being able to share a part of my life in this way to support men, especially our Black men, is truly an honor. I have a PhD degree. I have worked as a university professor in the past. And in the present, right now, I'm an entrepreneur, vice president of the company A Game that I'm going to talk about. And, I really met Charles in sharing this A Game opportunity in Philadelphia. So, it's a little bit about me and what I do.
All right.
Awesome. Yeah, because you have an extensive background, I looked at your resume. I'm like, good God, you know what I mean? Where do we start? You know what I mean? You're an innovative thought leader, professor, strategic, transformational, and peak performance coach. First of all, what is a peak performance coach, and what do you like doing the most?
So, as a peak performance coach, I really help people to function at their highest level.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about people who work out and are competitive in sports and other things, they have to perform at their peak performance. Well, in life, we can perform at our peak performance when we are balanced, when things are settled in our lives, right? And Charles, as you know, one of the things I talk about a lot is our 10 life values. And so the 10 life values helps us to be balanced. It keeps every aspect of our lives in front of us on a daily basis. And so nothing falls through the cracks. And these 10 life values are spiritual, health, and that's why health, we put so much emphasis on. It's number 2. Mm-hmm. So there's spiritual, health, then family, appearance, dwelling. A lot of us don't pay attention to our dwelling, and it's really a reflection of who we are,
right?
What's happening in our lives. And if it's not where we want to be, then there's opportunity to work on that, right? So the first 5 of the 10 life values focuses on who we are internally. Then the next 5 is more of an external. Mm-hmm. So it deals with mobility, how you move about the world, get from point A to point B, or upward mobility, advancement, and so on, right? Mm-hmm. Then there's education, profession, leisure, and wealth. Wealth is the last one. We tend to look at people's education, what they do for a living, their profession, how much they travel and have fun, their leisure, their wealth, how well they are accumulating resources and earning money. And we look at those, but they're external. They don't say who we are as a human being, as people.
Right.
They don't speak to our character and our connection to God and others and how we see the world and so on. So while it's important to have balance with all of them, it's really important to focus in on the first 5 of the 10 life values. And that's where, we really get to help people get to peak performance in life.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. Now, go ahead, Will. I'm sorry.
Before we go any further, they were 10 real strong points. I'd like to ask you, what made you choose this profession? What made you go down this route?
So I am originally from Trinidad and Tobago, a third world country. And one of the things that's really important is education, at least for my family. We know that, I think generally at the time I was growing up in my country, that education was positioned as the way out of poverty, the way out of lack of opportunity, just really the way to gaining more in life and really being at your peak, right? Being optimal and reaching your highest level. And so I loved learning. I loved science. I wanted to be a physician. I wanted to explore the world. And I was blessed with an opportunity to come to the United States for college. And in doing so, I studied chemistry as my undergrad degree, and I was going off to medical school. And life changes what you do sometimes, and that's what happened. I got married, I had children, and then that being full-time focus, and medicine's a full-time focus, I couldn't do both. And so unfortunately, my marriage ended, and I thought, I've got to get back on my path for what I believe God called me for more, for greater. And while it couldn't be medicine at that point in time because I had responsibilities of children now, I thought it was still important to reach my highest level that I could reach. And so I went back to school, I got a master's degree, and then I went on to get a PhD degree. But, even doing that, so I fulfilled what I was told to do. I fulfilled what at the time was given to me as the solution for making progress in life. Reach the highest level of education. Fine, I got that. I'm going to do that. No matter the challenges and the obstacles, I'll do that. And I did. Became a university professor, had the privilege of impacting a lot of lives, and I don't take that for granted. That was a great blessing. But I always felt like something was missing. Now, early in my life, I was exposed to entrepreneurship. I was exposed to business, and my grandmother was instrumental in raising me, along with my parents. But my grandmother, I spent a lot of time with her in Tobago and the sister island of Trinidad. And I saw her husband passed away, and so she had 12 children and, had to provide. Wow. And I saw her innovation. I saw her creativity. Not a lot of people had freezers, but she managed to get one. And she would take the empty plastic containers from the ice cream that was sold locally, and she'd preserve these containers, wash them, sanitize them. And then she decided to make ice. So she just basically put water in there, put it in the freezer, and sold ice. It's a tropical country. Not a lot of people have freezers, and everybody wants a cold drink or ice to make their own homemade ice cream, which I enjoy doing, being nostalgic now. But there was something about that held on to me, and I held on to as well. I love being able to create your own path, being able to make money and offer a service at the same time to people. So while education was huge for me and I knew I was going to do it, there was always this part of me that leaned towards business. I really liked the exchange. It felt good. I was given something of value because I was involved with helping her sell this ice. I was given something that people wanted, something of value, something I felt good about, and I got something in return, something I needed and wanted and felt good about it.
Mhm.
It was fair exchange. They got something and I got money, and it worked. When I got to high school, I continued doing that a little bit. I would make these little gourmet cookies and sell them. I knew I had to be different. I knew I had to stand apart. Why would somebody buy the same cookies that they could make or they could buy in the store? So I liked cooking. I liked baking. I liked doing different things. So I came up with this gourmet recipe, and I would sell out every time. You know, it's just a little extra pocket money so I didn't have to bother my parents, and I can do what I needed to do. And so when I came to the United States, the great American dream was in front of me. You could do and earn and become anything you wanted. So I looked into business in different ways. A lot of stumbling blocks, a lot of failures, some successes along the way. So it's been a journey. When I decided to leave academia completely, it was a time when I was commuting 3 hours from Delaware to Pennsylvania. So I was faculty at Penn State University. And I did that. That was 3 hours each way. And it was just a lot. It's a lot. I was caring for my mom also, who had cancer. And, you know, I think once she passed, everything just hit me in a particular way. And I really was reevaluating myself and what I'm doing. And I thought, I'm not doing this commute anymore. I've got to find a different way to serve, to use my skills and talents. And that was a long journey with some hard lessons, but it brought me to this beautiful place to where I am today.
Awesome. Yeah. And, you know, the topic today is we're helping men to improve their vitality, energy, strength, and libido. I guess you want to jump right into that?
Oh, absolutely. It's one of my favorite topics. Like I said before, just, you know, being able to support the health and well-being of men. We live in a culture and a time where men are not highly regarded. We can be honest about that. There was a time when men were. I grew up in that time. I saw the honor that my grandmother gave to my grandfather. And I saw that in our villages and our communities. I know it to exist even beyond that. But this is a very interesting time, especially in these great United States, where we see that it's easy to speak ill of men, to put them down, to not respect them, to not regard their rightful place in our lives. And this platform and this work we do and having this herbal solution to men's health, you know, is truly a privilege and a blessing to be able to do what I can in my small corner of the world as a woman in carrying this message forward. The CEO and the president creator of A-Game is a Black man who's very committed to the well-being and the health of Black men. And so it's a Black-owned company. It's a company that Dr. Holman had really linked everything together through the 10 life values, right? So again, health is second, it comes after spiritual. So we don't just talk about health, but now we have something that we can offer people to use that can really make an impact in their lives. When we think about supporting Black men, what are we supporting regarding their health and why? Well, vitality, energy, strength, and libido are the key things that we're supporting. It really covers and encompasses all the essentials that we need to know about and talk about. So I just want to start with vitality for a moment. But I will tell you that this product supports all of these areas. It increases vitality, energy, strength, and libido. We make no medical claims. We do not substitute as your physician or anything of that nature. We're bringing you some information about herbs that were formulated into a product that's been helping men in tremendous ways. We know what these herbs do. They've been studied for thousands of years through traditional Chinese medicine as a science, as a field of study. We know God made these herbs. They heal, they nourish, they support our bodies. But at this, and so it's a food, and it depends on the kind of foods you put into your body. Some foods can destroy you, some can help you to live longer. So again, no medical claims, but what we're gonna do today is just share with you what we know A-Game has done for men. Mm-hmm. So this vitality piece, William and Charles, has to do with your quality of life, right? The state of your well-being. It deals with diabetes, hypertension, cholesterol, your mental clarity, really everything concerning what affects whether you have a good quality of life or poor quality of life. Mm-hmm. Today, I really want to, there's so much about that we can discuss, but in the interest of time, I just want to focus in on one key disease that's prevalent within African-American communities, and that is diabetes. Mm. How many of us know someone who's been affected by diabetes?
Yeah, that runs in my family. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All of us. Mm-hmm. My grandfather, actually, I told you my grandmother lost her husband early in life. She had these 12 children. He actually passed away from diabetes. Wow. And so we know we're touched, our lives are touched by this disease. And particularly when we think about Black men, African Americans have a 50% chance of developing diabetes. 50% chance. The good news is that we know that it's preventable. Right. And it's manageable. Mm-hmm. But before we get to more of the good news, which is where we're going to end up, because we don't just stay with talking about problems, we're definitely always going to look at solutions and the hope in a situation. But let's pay attention. Let's give this the due time that it deserves, because many of us, we see it in our families, in our loved ones, and our friends, and they don't take it seriously. And today, if we reached one person, I think we would all collectively have had a role to play in saving a life. Exactly. Quite possibly. Absolutely. So imagine a young man, right? He's been very active growing up. He's outside playing sports. You know, he might even have been athletic in junior high school or high school. And then in his 20s, he started slowing down a little bit, maybe gained some weight, not worrying about it too much. You know, it's just part of what happens when we think about him becoming more of an adult. Maybe he has a family, maybe he has a business or a job of some kind, and life gets busy. So now he's eating more fast foods. He's sitting at his desk longer. He's not as active as he used to be in high school and in college, or in his 20s or 30s. Now things are slowing down a little bit and he's getting busier. He's starting to not feel so great, but again, not paying attention to it, right? Eventually, he's gotten to the point where he can't ignore it anymore. He's not feeling so well. His high blood pressure is now a concern, or he's diagnosed with high blood pressure, and that becomes a concern. Then he checks later on, and his cholesterol is inching up. It's starting to get high. Again, he's hearing people in the family talk about similar things, but he's fine. He's not paying attention. He's busy, especially if he's not married. If he's a single man and he is preparing his own meals, he's not on a schedule really, but kind of sort of on a schedule. He does things whenever he can. He's eating late at night. He's skipping meals in the morning. It's just a free for all with managing his schedule. because he's making it work the best he can for his lifestyle. Okay. So then some time passes and he looks around and he's like, wait a minute, I'm 50 pounds overweight.
Wow.
You know, I'm 6'4" and 50 pounds overweight is not too much. My body, my frame can handle it, right? And as African Americans, we are built differently from other races, other people of other races, so that our stature sometimes can trick us, right? We carry the weight, so to speak, better than other groups. Other groups, it shows up differently. They feel it differently. We can fudge and hide this extra bit that sneaks up on us, and we keep moving on. What happens, even though in our appearance, and that's one of our values, the appearance value, in our appearance, we look fine, our bodies are still dealing with it. Right? The body is still dealing with the clogging of the arteries, the increased pressure on the heart, because now you're pumping harder. You're dealing with the pancreas not functioning as it once used to, and handling all the fast foods, the fatty foods,
right,
the high sugar intake. So even though we look fine, our bodies internally are crying out for help. And then things start shutting down. And before you know it, we have these diagnoses, particularly around diabetes. So here's something I want to let your viewers know. My family and I were just talking about this last night. There's something interesting happening during this COVID-19 season that we're all living through. But there's studies now that's showing that if you have diabetes, COVID-19 is triggering things within your body that makes it worse. And if you have never had diabetes, studies are showing that you are put at greater risk for developing diabetes. There are a couple of reasons for that, and that's, very concerning. Certainly right now, we're not as active as we used to be. Many of us, we're at home, we're sitting a lot, we are not going out and engaging and moving our bodies and our blood as we used to. And more fast foods coming in. And I will tell you this, a lot of people think that avoiding sugar is the only key thing you need to do in preventing or treating diabetes, and it's not. There's studies that show that the real culprit of diabetes is fat intake. Fat intake. I'm not saying go out there and do all the cake and ice cream and the sugars. No, that's still important. But the fat intake is overlooked often. And as African Americans, if we look at our diets and what we tend to like to eat, that includes a lot of fried foods, soul food that makes us feel good, and all of that's fine up to a certain point. You really got to consider your age, the foods that you're taking in. Are they high in carbohydrates, lots of starches, lots of sugars? Are you, on top of that, are you not moving your body? Are you not working out? Right. And then now knowing that COVID-19 is impacting the pancreas and impacting your health in such a way that there's a direct link between COVID-19 and increases in diabetes. Very, very concerning.
Yeah, that's and you're right, because I've seen a lot more people in drive-thrus at McDonald's, at all these fast food places now. It's like, wow. As a matter of fact, I'm guilty last night.
It's convenience.
I went through and got some nuggets. So I mean, but at the time, I was hungry and I was like, look, I gotta hurry up and I just got back, from doing what I had to do, and I said, let me go grab something real fast. And I usually don't eat a lot of fast food, but sometimes it's just so convenient just to jump in there. But the line was so long, it was ridiculous. So I see it more so now than in the past, because in the past, I mean, everybody was going places, doing whatever, but now we're stuck at home, like you said, because of the COVID-19, and we're not really moving about doing what we need to do. We're sitting around, like you said, the cholesterol is building up, no exercise. And so of course that's going to mess with the diabetes, and just not eating properly and stuff of that nature. So I get it. Like this has been that 2020 has been the year it's just been crazy. I mean, it has some, I guess some it's helped in it, and also it hasn't. Like depending on I guess visual, but it's done a lot of damage as far as it. And I've been seeing a lot of pancreatic cancer people getting that now for some reason. And you just hit that nail, put the nail in the coffin as far as what that was, as far as how that's been affecting us as far as the diabetes, the COVID and stuff of that nature. So the COVID's been definitely hard on certain organs and all that stuff. So I get it. I understand exactly what you're saying. I get it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying it's so easy to miss.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We are coping the best we can. We just go on with life without realizing the impact that it's having on our bodies. And we're not saying you can't go get some chicken nuggets once in a while when you're hungry. We're really talking about being aware of your life in general and how you can achieve balance and make the best choices for your body. I mean, now we have even greater convenience with Uber Eats and DoorDash. That's become so popular.
That's true.
William's testifying.
Because I like to echo the sentiment. Three things that you both said. The first, the Uber Eats and all of that, that's bad because that the term I use, the COVID curves, they really help with that. But Chuck just mentioned there was some good out of 2020 that a lot of people aren't paying attention to. Because of everything that was going on, more and more people are going to get checked out, as far as that. Because before this, a lot of us just walked around, oh, I'm okay. And Doc, what you said is the telltale sign is a lot of times people feel like, okay, just because I feel good, that means I am good. And a lot of times that's not the case. Just because you're feeling good, at that time, you might got some type of underlying ailment going on, and people just don't get it. So I just want to harp on that you both had great points with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's a great point. Just because I feel good, and then we add just because I feel good and I look good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That don't mean anything.
Now it helps. Those help, but don't let it trick you into thinking that I shouldn't pay attention to really what's going on in my body.
Exactly.
Because we'd rather have somebody feel good and look good than somebody who is not feeling good and looking horrible.
Right.
They're so much further gone.
Yeah, that's true. That's definitely true. And we got a lot of comments out there, so we're gonna get right to them. We got some people speaking, people all in all. We got some really some comments out there, so we're gonna definitely address them. Izzy Meditates says happy Saturday, everyone. What's going on, Izzy? And we got Kendra. She says hi, fam. What's going on, Kendra? Thanks for tuning in. And we also have Lakia Milburn. She's over there on YouTube, so we definitely have someone tuning in from YouTube. She says hi, Chucky Chuck, Williams World, and guests. Thanks for tuning in, Lakia. Chucky Chuck. That's a crazy name. Anyway, and Kendra Moore says, yes, that is the compound effect. Little habits over time creates momentum that will propel you to forward backward. I mean, propel you forward or backwards.
Yes.
And that is true, Kendra, definitely true. I noticed, it got me into a habit of constantly, really paying attention to, working out more, taking my vitamins better than what I was prior to, this pandemic coming about. And Izzy Meditate says, very awesome information. Thanks, Izzy. And Kendra Moore says, agree, great information. So thanks, y'all, for tuning in. Definitely appreciate you. That's the Feel Good Talk family there. Kendra Moore and Izzy Meditates. We definitely appreciate you. And all the people out there that's tuning in, thanks for the support. And I don't know, back to Will of the Doc, either or.
Chuck, you wanna run the commercial before we get right into?
Yeah, tell you what, we'll do that. We'll run the well, it's new to us, because we did have the old commercial. So we'll run the new one, then we'll circle back to your one. So this is the new one that we had planned, and everybody, well, I know, Doc, you've seen this before, but again, this is new to us. So here we go.
Okay, sure.
And I usually say that is the A game, but since the doc is here, I'll let her tell us about the A game, and she can better than I can.
Still one of my favorite videos. We have some others we'll show you. We continue to really try to reach everyone with this great message in different ways. And so we're going to get to the energy part pretty soon, but let's talk about A game in general. What is it? And why does it fit in this conversation we were just having about men's health and diabetes and so on? Let me just say one thing before I talk about what A game is. So I just described some of the concerns around diabetes, African-American men, African-American community in general, but we're focusing on men in this conversation. What can we do about these problems? I never want to just highlight a problem, a situation that we're dealing with and leave it there. That always is problematic in my world, where it's easy to speak on the issue. What's not so easy is to take the time to address the solutions. So let's do that right now. One of the things that can be done very readily, very easily in addressing diabetes. And again, that's a very broad topic. Depends on when you're diagnosed, how far it is, if you're pre-diabetic, all of that. But here's some general rules of thumb, and please check with your physician. Walking, exercising is critical. You could do that in a number of different ways, but walking is one quick and easy way. It doesn't require gym membership. It doesn't require any special equipment. It just requires your commitment and your time. You don't even really have to run if you don't want to start there, but walking. Why? Because you are moving your blood, and that's critical in what A game does as well. So we'll come back to that in a minute, but just becoming more active helps you to increase your blood flow, move your blood, increase oxygen flow within your body. And at the same time, you're burning carbohydrates. One of the best things you can do for your body is burn energy, burn carbohydrates, burn fat as you're dealing with this issue of diabetes. Your body needs it and loves it, and actually is a great solution. The other thing you can do is, as we mentioned earlier, is really look at your food intake. Also look at the times that you're eating. And one thing that people don't pay attention to is how much water they're drinking. We walk around with very dehydrated bodies, and we've gotten used to existing in that state. So when you've adapted to the new norm, so to speak, you don't even realize how dehydrated you are. I'm guilty as well. I try to increase my water intake every day, but there are times you get busy or you're going out, you don't really want to run to the bathroom, and so you don't consume as much water. Rule of thumb, 8 to 10 cups of water each day. The truth about that is your water intake is really dependent on your weight. So the more that's really just a baseline, 8 to 10 cups a day. That could really be increased for other people. But people aren't even getting that much. I spoke to a gentleman the other day, and he told me he had 2 cups of water for the entire day, and that was a lot for him.
Wow.
And that is really reflective of a lot of people. So increasing your water intake is very important. Again, you're pushing things through your body. Another solution for this issue of diabetes is in A Game. So A Game is an herbal solution for men for all of these things we're talking about. And it's made up of 21 herbs. And the website is scrolling on the screen. If you go to the website, you'll see all the herbs listed.
Mm-hmm.
Now, these herbs are incredible. They're very powerful by themselves. Each one can do great things. And on the website, we do show you bullet points about what each herb will do to benefit your health and your body. Think about this for a minute. If one herb, one ingredient in this product is doing great things with your cardiovascular health, increasing your blood flow, increasing your sex drive, increasing your well-being, how you think and feel, your mood elevation. Just think about what 2 of those would do, 5 of those, 8 of those, 10, 15, 20. We have 21 incredibly natural, safe, and effective herbs synergistically working together to improve your health. And you're taking all of that with one capsule. A Game has been shown to, because of these ingredients, to decrease people's A1C levels. And so we have a pharmacist in our group, and when he saw what it did to his A1C levels, I mean, he became a believer. He's like, I'll put my professional career, and he owned several pharmacies. He said, I'll put my entire professional career on the line for A Game because of what it's done for me and many other people I know. Again, no medical claims. We're sharing with you the power of these herbs, what it does, and what people using it. And this is exclusively for men. So the men using A Game have come back and showed us lab results. Their physicians want to know more. It's pretty awesome. So if you want to sample this product, A Game, or you want to use it, you just go straight and get a supply. Use the code Charles10. And that would be linking you to Charles here. And so, you know, you can also go directly to him if you're local, or even if you're not, text him, call him, reach out, and he can get you A Game right away. So be sure to take a look and come to a realization of what you need to do as solutions to improve your health.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And I can attest to that. Because, you know, people familiar with me, I had a situation. I had prostate cancer, and I had to get the surgery. And after the surgery, my libido went left, and I had to drive a Mr. Softy truck for quite some time. But Chuck told me about the A Game, and I went from driving the Mr. Softy truck to Barry Bonds at the place. It really works.
Well, good for you.
It's the vitality, the energy, everything you have said so far, it is legit. It is really legit. It's like spinach for Popeye. I mean, it's really legit.
Yes, it is.
Drive
to make, you know, to work everything.
Yeah. Now I've taken it, and I've taken it, and I'm telling you right now, the feeling that you get, I get this calm feeling, but I have a lot of energy. That's crazy. Like, it's like, I can't explain it. It's like I don't know, a feeling where you're relaxed. But if I had to run 5-6 miles, it wouldn't be no problem. I just jump up and just do it. It's like energy just stored, and it just comes right out for some reason.
But
so
not jittery.
Not jittery. You know, it's not right. It's not. Yeah. Like I said, it's a relaxed but energized feeling. I can't explain it. A lot of
in this race like that, like
yeah.
It's like, yeah.
So
absolutely,
definitely a great product, and I definitely, you know, encourage a lot of men to definitely take it. I notice it in my workouts when I run. I run a lot, so when I take it, I can tell when I don't take it. You know, you could just feel the difference. You know, and like I said, you have to, you know, constantly take that, you know, to get those results. But the results are right away. Some results are right away. I'm gonna just tell you straight up. But you know, others, you know, for a duration of time, you have to, you know, take that for a period of time. So, but it's great product.
Thank you. It's so great to hear the feedback from men who are using the product, because there's nothing like your personal experience. I can talk about what A-Game is designed to do, what it's formulated to do, how it's helping people. I can bring your stories here or other people's stories. But when you light up and you tell what it's doing for you, it's pretty incredible. Now, one of the things that's critical for your audience listening to know is you've got to drink a lot of water when you take A-Game. You know, earlier when I said we have all these dehydrated bodies, we're not consuming water. Well, one of the benefits of A-Game is that it forces you, it makes you drink that water because you're pushing these 21 herbs through your body. It increases blood flow. And if you're not helping your body with that blood flow, you're going to feel it. So you've got to drink the water. You know, sometimes men will come back and say to me, you know, Dr. Michelle, I told you I was drinking that water, but I really wasn't. And then once I started to drink it, I felt different. I felt better, right? Charles, you're laughing because I think that was your experience at some time.
Yeah, because, you know, water, I mean, I did at one point, drank a lot of water. And you know, it's like off and on for me. So at times I could tell when I need it, you know, and I drink a lot of it. And then I try to drink as much as I can, because I know at times when you eat wrong, if you drink enough water, it'll flush that out and it'll get rid of it versus turning into fat. So that is the key a lot of times. Like if I eat wrong, I drink a lot of water behind it, and it actually and it forces me out really good. So yeah, I wasn't drinking water like I was supposed to. And then, you know, I started doing that. I feel great. I mean, I feel great. So
good. So A-Game, when you take it, it's best to take it on an empty stomach. So no food 1 hour before you take it, and wait an hour before you eat. That way you're allowing your body to have the greatest absorption of these herbs. Remember, these herbs are food. So if you have it competing with all the other foods that you're eating, highly processed foods or whatever, even if raw foods, allow it, just give it a chance to fully absorb into your body. Now, for some men, they might want to open the capsule and pour it into some water and drink it like a tea. And depending on the state of your health, you might want to start off with about a half of the capsule, see how your body does. But two key things: if you can, take it on an empty stomach for best results, and drink about 2 to 4 cups of water at the time you take it. So when you put the capsule in your mouth, gush down 2 to 4 cups of water, and then throughout the day continue to drink those 8 to 10. It makes a huge difference in your body. It's coming in, it's going to hit your pineal gland, your pituitary, your liver, kidney, prostate. It's going to those major organs and hormone producing centers. And there's a lot of stimulation that's going to happen. Our bodies have a lot of damage from medication, from alcohol, cigarettes, other substances, lifestyle, food, whatever. There's a lot of damage that our bodies encounter. These herbs are going to come into your body and start to do some healing and repair of those damaged cells. And it's not a magic pill. It's not overnight. It's going to take some time. So you take 1 capsule every 3 days, because the formulation allows A-Game to be released over time, over 3 days, 3 to 4 days for some people. And then you take the next one. So it's not daily. But like Charles and William both said, you're going to feel the effects of this. And sometimes right away. For some people, it takes a little bit more. It depends on your body. You know, so you really want to pay attention to how you feel when you take A-Game.
Yes, that definitely. And we got a lot of comments over here that's relevant to what we're talking about. So I'm gonna get right on them. And let me see. Let me make sure I get everybody on here. We have okay, we have let's see. Okay, we have Kendra Moore says, how does our guest go about convincing people to use natural supplements versus conventional medicine? So I guess we can talk about that, Michelle. Like,
sure. That's a great question, Kendra. I never have to convince anybody. So that's been really interesting, especially during this COVID-19 time we're living in. People want solutions, and they know that natural right now is really good, and it's going to help your body to be stronger. Strong bodies with strong immune systems are going to give you a great fighting chance against this virus and any virus, anything we encounter. So if you have a strong defense mechanism, that's your immune system, you have a better fighting chance of not getting sick and being well. And A-game helps to boost the immune system as well. Conventional medicine is not something that we tell people not to participate in. We tell people, check with your doctors, number one, and number two, when you are using A-game, which is a natural supplement, you know, it's different from a pharmaceutical. It's going to take more time than chemical, right? But a lot of people like the fact that it's safe and effective. So if we talk about Viagra, for instance, the libido part, and libido is your sex drive. It's your sexual desire. It's a combination of what happens with your body chemistry as well as your psychology, you know, body and mind. It's all part of that sex drive, sex desire. If we look at some of the solutions that men use to address problems of erectile dysfunction or low libido, which comes naturally as men age, because your testosterone is going to drive your libido, period. If your testosterone is affected and decreasing just naturally as men age, it happens in your 40s, it's beginning to happen in your 30s. For some men, it's happening sooner. Let's face it, there are men in their 20s having issues here. Then you need supplementation. You need to do something. With medication, pharmaceuticals, prescription medication, there are always side effects. And so you might be trying to solve one thing and creating 10 more problems. So I talked about Viagra and Levitra and some of these other solutions that's available for erectile dysfunction and increasing your libido. Sometimes they work, sometimes they do not. But what's most important is the impact on your liver, your kidney, your body in general. It's going to take a beating. There are side effects to these prescription drugs. With our natural supplement, there are no side effects. It's a food. And so sometimes you might have a reaction. The two reactions we hear most often is men sometimes get a slight headache and sometimes a slight upset stomach. And so we tell you to increase your water intake because you need to push these herbs through your body. By the way, there are a lot more men using this product because they do not get a headache, whereas they've gotten headaches with other things. But again, it depends on the state of your health and what you're doing with it. But this product is completely safe. So Kendra, when people hear that they can get something that works, that's a solution, it's safe, it's effective, and no side effects, yeah, they're very inclined. I don't have to convince anybody. They want to. And then I remind people that this is not just about libido, as we talked about earlier. This is your overall health and wellness. In fact, we focus more on your overall health and wellness and let men know that there's a performance benefit, but it's overall health and wellness. Because what's the point of being able to have blood flow to your genitals all day long, but the rest of you is falling apart?
Right. Exactly. Yep, that's true. Yeah, exactly. You got to have the energy to exactly.
And the video you just showed is a great one for energy. It's a great example of the energy. We are energy. Energy is not just something we have and we need when we're doing a task. We are energy. You know, some of us have great energy, positive energy. Some have really bad negative energy. Some have no energy. You just want to stay away. But even how our cells work, the internal parts of us, it's based on an energy that's either a chemical energy reaction or electrical energy reaction. We're all energy. So energy is really important. And again, let's just say that you have these great ambitions in life. You want to advance your education, or you want to grow your business, or maybe you just want to be able to play with your kids and spend time with your spouse and travel, or these days we aren't really traveling, or whatever it is you want to do that makes your life fulfilled. Whatever you want to do that gets you to perform at your peak, right? That peak performance. If you don't have the energy and if your health is not right, none of those other things are going to be done well. If you're able to do them at all. You might have the greatest desire in your mind. Today, I'm going to fix that bathroom. There's a leak in that bathroom. It's been going on for 4 months now, and I'm trying to get to it. I just don't have the energy to do it. I just am exhausted. Nothing gets done, or it gets done well.
Exactly. And we got another question here. We got Lakia Milburn. She says, are y'all going to come up with a product for women?
That's the $1 million question. I get that question all the time. And the women are saying, we want to feel well too, like the man. We want to have great vitality, energy, strength, and libido as well. And we hear you and we agree. And know that there is a product in the works. It takes time. Women's bodies are so much more complicated than men. You know, we have the hormonal changes,
right?
And so many different things affect how we function. So I'll tell you that A-Game was tested for 5 years before it was made commercially available. And so as a company and our president, we will not put out a product that is not superior. So Dr. Holman's promise to us as a company and to the world is that unless it could do on a very high level of excellence what it needs to do, it's not going to be made available. So keep looking out. There will be updates and announcements when we're ready with that, but unfortunately not just yet.
Now this next question, let me I may have to put this up. Where is it at? This sign right here up, because he's making medical claims and we don't really do that. But I'll put that up there right quick so they'll know what's going on. And I'll get right to that questions. Right to that. Well, he's actually giving a testimony. So I just want to make sure. And here it is right here. Can't pronounce his name, but Fukumu, I think it is. I don't know. He says, I am here to give my testimony about Dr. Is that the same doctor we're talking about?
No, I'm not sure who this is or what this is.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll go to the next one then. We'll look at that question before we put that up there. And Izzy says, I totally believe that going back to the basics and fueling our body with natural fruits and veggies is super important.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. And, you know, a lot of people think that, oh, it's going to be too different or too expensive, or I'm not going to be able to keep up with it. And it's not true. So again, solutions. You can make adjustments, and you have to. If we keep doing the same thing that got us into the problem, we're not going to have a different result. So yes, we have to make some changes, but they could be where they make sense for us, and where we can sustain those changes. So if your tradition and your culture is such that if you refuse food from someone, that's an insult or it's rude, then don't refuse it, but share, you know, or maybe take a smaller portion, or find a gracious way to not overindulge and go for seconds and thirds, even though they keep offering. But you can partake, you can participate without jeopardizing your life and your health. If you feel like, you know, I really like a certain chicken sandwich, you don't have to feel deprived. You don't have to not have it. As we said before, you can have a little bit here and there, and increase your fruits, vegetables, and veggies while you're making these changes. Just incorporate it into your diet and what you do on a regular basis. Awesome.
And then we have one more here, and Trina Hearn. What's going on, lady? She says, good morning, loves. How you doing out there? Thanks for tuning in. And hey, this is some awesome information. I definitely appreciate it. Dr. Michelle, you really opened a lot of people's eyes out there. And, you know, I definitely appreciate this. Definitely.
Great. I'm so honored to be here. Thanks for inviting me. And it's information that I think each and every one of us can share with others. We all have a role to play in our health and extending our lives. When we look at, so we talked about vitality and energy, right? Strength. Men need the strength to do the things that they need to do.
Right.
the lifting and the moving and the pushing and pulling, and the women look to you for that. We need you. There are some women who falsely say, I don't need a man, or I can do everything. We are not the same. We are not the same. We're not made up the same way, even physically. I'm not sure why that point escapes people, but we complement each other. Your masculine energy, I need from my feminine energy. You need my feminine energy. So if I, walk around here like a man, what? Or if you walk around not being a man, not having that strength, it's a whole nother topic we won't really fully get into. But this whole notion, and it's very much a feminist thinking. I have no problem saying it. I'm not a feminist. I believe that we are each given unique gifts that benefit each other. Right. So what I can do, a man can't do. And what he can do, I can't do, nor do I want to do. I've carried 3 children. You can't, and you don't want to.
And I don't want to.
Right. You can fix a car, and I don't want to. I don't even care to. Now, I think part of the problem is that education suggests to us that we're all the same. No, I can get a PhD, you can get a PhD, but that is not the point. That is just something we can learn and do. It doesn't change our biology. But for some reason, people think that, I am man and woman all myself. And, to each his own. I'm not here to change your mind about that in this call. That's another conversation. But just know and respect the power that's placed within us individually as men and women that God has instilled within us. And if we embrace more fully who we are, I believe there's so much more we can do for ourselves and for each other. So we need you to have your strength, right, man? And then the libido part, as we talked about, you're going to see some changes there, just naturally, biologically, the stress of life, environmentally, just the stress we carry, whether it's from, being denied opportunities or being seen differently because of the color of our skin or how the world perceives us as a people, and especially Black men. You encounter that so much more than sometimes we even know. And men process information differently and deal with it differently. There's a lot of stress that you carry, and that affects your libido, but it also affects your heart. It affects your health. And so this product, A-Game, helps with all of that. It actually helps with your mood elevation, your clarity of thought, how you feel about yourself. It gives you the energy to do what you need to do, and the strength. It helps to boost who you are as a man. So when we say that A-Game is a solution for men's health and men's issues, it really is on multiple counts.
Wow. Agreed.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. And we got a comment here, and Kendra says, agree. I fully believe in masculine and feminine energy.
Kendra, yay. We don't hear that enough, especially in our circles.
Yeah, and that's true too. Like, that's very true. So
we have, and I'll just throw this out because I may not be able to speak to your audience again in the way this conversation is going, but we've been fed a falsehood, really a lie, about the strong, independent Black woman. We all know it. If we're honest with ourselves, we know what it means and we know how it destroys. But somehow we try to live up to that cultural belief that's fed in the media. We've got to be strong. Tell me which other race goes around saying that they're strong, independent, fill in the blank woman.
Right.
I'm waiting.
We'll be waiting till never worry.
Right. And it doesn't, it does us a disservice because it destroys us as women. We work ourselves to death. We don't need help from anybody. I got this. I don't need you. And it destroys us as a family Because if I don't need a man, I don't need you. What's the point? So
Right.
now we divide and conquer,
Right.
and we treat each other poorly. You know,
Mhm.
women are this and men are that. Which other race goes around all day, every day with those thoughts present and prominent in their minds?
Mm.
All
And
I'm saying is let's pay attention. Let's just examine who we are, what we believe, how that belief serves us. Does it serve you? Does it really serve you? Where it's gotten you? Where are we as a family and as a people?
Mhm.
We are as a group. The smallest percentage of marriages happens with us as a group. The
Mhm.
largest divorces happens with us as a group. The
Mhm.
greatest numbers of single parents happens with us as a group.
Mhm.
The more distressed circumstances tend to happen with us as a group.
Mhm.
Does it have to continue forever? No.
Mhm.
Can we make these changes? Yes. Can we make the decision with ourselves as individuals and in our home to really examine what has been fed to us historically
Mhm.
that we accept and believe as true, but it doesn't serve us or our families, and
Mhm.
make a decision to do something about it and make those changes? When we do, then we can better celebrate ourselves as women and mothers, and we can better celebrate the men and husbands and fathers in our lives and put them in their rightful place. And together we better support each other for stronger people, stronger families, stronger communities.
Exactly. And at the same time, I gotta take up because sometimes, the the women, I want to talk to these guys. You got to step up and do your part. You understand what I'm saying? To make to give that example as that head of household, or you know take that place, because a lot of women, they see they're taking care of a lot of these, and this is all off the subject, but anyway, we'll talk about that later. I don't even want to get into it, but again, I understand why some of these women think the way they do, because of what we see as far as the men nowadays and how they want to be taken care of by the women. So
Right.
that's another show though, but we'll get into that. But
It's a conversation.
I
And
agree, right, but I agree exactly with what you're saying though. I
right.
agree with what you're saying. Yep.
But
So
maybe you want to play another video?
yeah, we'll do it one day. Video as far as the
As in a commercial, yes.
Yes, indeed. You got me all over here like, wow, okay.
But I'll take you up on that as well. We can do that one day.
We'll do that
Absolutely.
That's a good conversation to have, We're gonna go back to the old one. We call it the old commercial, and we call it the more so risque. It's not that risque, but here it is right here, the A game.
This is A Game, an all-natural herbal dietary supplement formulated exclusively for men. Our proprietary blend was designed with one goal in mind: to improve your overall health, rejuvenating your vitality, energy, strength, and libido. Want to be at your peak performance in everything you do? Then bring your A Game. Fast-acting, long-lasting, with no side effects.
Oh my God.
And there's the A game.
Oh my God.
That last part, boy, I tell you, everybody they love that last part. But again, hey man, it's been a great conversation. Thanks for all the information.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. I'm happy to serve. I'm happy to share and be here and, just open up a conversation, engage in a conversation. Just let's really have honest look at these 10 parts of our lives, starting with our spiritual, our health, going all the way down, our families, our appearance, how we show up in the world, and how others perceive us. And right at the center of all of this is A Game and what it can do for men. So, I really do hope that your audience benefited from this information and that they are about solutions and realizing that A Game is a solution. So go to agameherbal.com and use the code Charles10. It's no spaces, just Charles10. And that will link you to Charles for any future contact or purchases. And you can go directly to Charles. You don't even have to utilize the website. Go directly to him. He has a slew of testimonials and great knowledge about A-game and what it can do for you. So do yourself a favor. And if you're a woman, get this for the men in your life. They would not know how to thank you enough. And if you're a man, give this gift, an early Father's Day gift, or just a gift of life every day. And you will see the difference. And be sure to return to Charles and say a big thank you to him.
Mm-hmm. Well, I just like to thank you too, because the A-game is a sponsor of Feel Good Talk. So we definitely have a great relationship, and we definitely want you to come back on, probably periodically, every month, every quarter or whatever, to talk about the A-game so people can understand how great this product is. And, a lot of times coming from someone else versus myself, or either Will or anybody on here, Kendra, whoever, tell Izzy Meditate.
Yeah, I would be more than happy to do that.
Right. Hearing it from the person that supplies us with it is definitely more important. So definitely we appreciate, well, they take that more seriously, put it like that. So
yes,
definitely appreciate that for you coming on here and letting everybody know how great of a product it is. And we do have one more comment though. And oh, okay. Izzy's talking about the commercial. He says, that's a classic A-game commercial. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. It's classic. I think everybody loves it.
Yeah, to play it. Now we got some new ones, and we'd like to thank you, Dr. Michelle. Unfortunately, I couldn't download them for some reason.
No worries.
More new ones, and I'm definitely gonna put those on because they are awesome. I checked out a few of them; they're great commercials, so we'll definitely put that on.
Great, thanks. I think your audience would really, really enjoy them.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, if they don't,
William, thank you for having us on.
No, thank you for taking the time and bless us with your presence. We are we had our allotted time, so the floor is yours before we wind up. Anything you want to add?
Absolutely. I just, want to say, first of all, thank you for inviting me to come on, and thank you to your audience for being here, listening, participating with your great questions. You could be anywhere this morning, and you paused a little while here with us to learn about some important topics about health, and especially this new link between COVID-19 and diabetes, and what do you do about it, and knowing that A-game is a great solution. Again, we make no medical claims, but it's a great solution for this very issue that's now plaguing people. So I just encourage everyone listening to get serious about your health. Find the solutions you need, see your doctor, increase your water intake, increase your movement, your activity level. There's one of you, and this is not a trial run. This is it. We're living every single day, and we either live it to the best of our ability or we waste it away. So I encourage you to live life fully. It's the soul, it's your mind, it's your business, it's everything. It's those 10 life values, right? All of it is important.
Awesome. And I just want to let everyone know where they can find us at. We're on LinkedIn at Feel Good Talk, Facebook at Feel Good Talk, YouTube at FGT Mind, Body, Soul, and Business, and also Instagram at Feel.GoodTalk. And that was an awesome show today. And I also want to let everyone know the different programming that we do have here at Feel Good Talk. We have, let me get this out of here. I do this every time. I don't know why, but I do this all the time. Let's see, get this out of here and get this out of here. Boom. There we go. All right, we have Feel Good. The live shows that we have here at Feel Good Talk is Feel Good Talk Love 101. That's on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. with my man Naeem Najib. Check that out. It's an awesome show on Universal Principles of Love. We have Let's Talk About It on Thursdays with Izzy Meditates and Kendra Moore. That's at 7 p.m. They always have great topics on there. Williams World well, we have a special time today, but we're usually on Fridays at 6 p.m. That time may change. We're going to tell me and Bill get ready to negotiate and see exactly what time we went and the day and time. We'll definitely keep you in tune. Jamila J's Girl Talk. She's on Sundays at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. She's coming all the way from Cali, but she's on vacation until June. And we also have Give Me Some Sugar, Baking with Steven on Sunday. It's every other Sunday at 5 p.m. 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. He's coming all the way from Arizona. And we also have some pre-recorded shows as well. Mindfulness Mondays with Izzy Meditates. That's Monday at 9 a.m. She has the latest and greatest different meditations you can use. She always have great information on this show. We also have Words from the Heart with Shayna Gordine. That's Tuesdays at 9 a.m. She's always giving you words of inspiration. And we have More Life with essential oils on Wednesday at 9 a.m. She's always breaking down different things you can do with essential oils. Shout out to Kendra Moore on that one. And on Saturdays, we have Cassandra's Corner at 10 a.m. Cassandra's always doing all kinds of arts and crafts, reading, interviewing kid entrepreneurs and stuff of that nature. So we got something here for everybody here at Feel Good Talk. So definitely tune in and check us out every day during the week. So again, Dr. Michelle, that was an awesome conversation. I'm going to let Will take us out of here. And anything you got, Will, for us?
I usually say God bless and good night, but since it's I'll just say thank you, Dr. Michelle, for coming on and gracing us with your presence. And on behalf of the Doc, Feel Good Talk, and the A Game, y'all have a great day, great weekend. We see y'all next week.
Peace.
Thank you. You're welcome.